Welcome to the Derailing the Trigger Train from wreck to resilience. Are you tired of being derailed by emotional triggers from the past? Well, gain control and find balance. Master these proven techniques to sidestep emotional pitfalls and forge ahead with resilience in your life. Sometimes the traits of a traumatic event or a period of our life, they showed up as a thread of traits like a train, and they may have shown up pretty regularly. So this example that I'm showing is an example that might have happened to a child growing up with a abusive parent. The parent might have started with a particular facial expression and then expressing embarrassment at the child, and then frustration, and then began to judge the child, and then verbally abuse and even physically abuse the child. So, if this is a pattern that the child has experienced regularly or even once, this can get locked into the psyche. And I call this the traits of the train wreck because sometimes the trigger could be the facial expression. And even though none of the traits are present other than a particular facial expression, the body reacts as if all of these other traits are present. So think about that. Have you ever had someone react to you and you weren't really doing anything that serious? And so as we get to know one another, as we begin to move more and more of our unconscious content into conscious content, as we begin to trust people and they are able to help us see things. So maybe a friend or a partner might notice that you get highly triggered when I tell a joke or I'm trying to lighten up the mood and I might be being kind of um, silly and it triggers you. So why don't we try to get to know what's going on? And then our partner might say, well, my older brother used to do that. He would act like he was being silly and start acting like he was joking, but then he would end up bullying me and abusing me. So I'm calling this the traits of the train wreck, and it's going to be important and very, very helpful if, as we're using these tools and we're seeing our reactions and we're starting to notice all the traits of the trigger, see if you can notice a train of traits that showed up in a certain order, and see if you can notice yourself reacting to one of the initial traits that is really not that harmful. So this is something I've seen in myself and others, and it's like an inevitability program. So, for example, I'm triggered by the facial expression and I'm going to react because it's inevitable that whoever this is giving me this facial expression is going to express embarrassment, frustration, judgment, verbal abuse, and finally physical abuse. So I might as well just react to this first little subtle initial trait. That, see, this is what the system is doing. This isn't conscious, but the more we can become conscious of this, the better. Almost everybody struggles with patterns of behavior that can send us spiraling at the smallest trigger. And so this course is going to give you some tools to work with. Whether it's a past relationship or some kind of experience that we had in our childhood. You could be battling with addiction or coping with losses. just grappling with deep-seated insecurities or deficiency stories. All of these triggering traits can like pull us out of our resilience and safe space and just derail us basically. So this course is about derailing the trigger train that just can really mess up our lives, quite frankly. These tools will help you break that cycle, that trigger train. It'll help sever those ties. And as we become more conscious of our patterns and how these triggers get connected together in a train of triggers, we're going to be able to respond in the moment rather than reacting to any kind of trigger, actually. So I hope you enjoy this mini course, and this gives you the first steps towards a life that's more balanced and trigger free, hopefully. We have a personal processing program that goes a lot deeper into all of these tools, but we just wanted to give you an example of how powerful just a few of our tools are. And these are some of our most important tools. So I hope you get something out of it. And feel free to contact us with any feedback or comments. Okay, thanks.